Did you know that Fort Collins is one real estate market that has almost virtually never depreciated or gone into a recession when it comes to the real estate values in this town? It's crazy. If real estate in Fort Collins was a stock, it would be one of the top 5 performing stocks in history. Here's 5 reasons why Fort Collins real estate is so recession-proof. Fort Collins real estate is so recession-proof when you look back at the historical data, even during the Great Recession, when much of the United States went backwards in real estate values, anywhere from 15 to 40%. Fort Collins really just stayed pretty level. I think the largest depreciation year was about 3%. So in relative terms, this is about as stable an asset as you can own is Fort Collins real estate. First and foremost, we're so recession-proof because the supply and demand in Fort Collins is very much tilted towards more demand and not enough supply. There are just more and more folks moving to this area all the time. For obvious reasons. We're voted, one of the best places to live every single year. And the supply of homes available for sale is always below that number of buyers demanding it. So that's just going to keep prices up. Even if the country as a whole is in a, quote, recession, Fort Collins real estate continues to stay steady or appreciate through all of it. So the second reason that Fort Collins real estate is so recession-proof is that, just like I said, inbound migration. We always have folks moving to this area. And in our real estate business, we often see the main reasons are, of course, family. People are moving here and then their family wants to come be around them. So lots of, say, younger families move here and then now the parents want to come and be around the family and around the grandkids. So family is a number one reason that we always see. And there's also, we're a college town. CSU, if there's a student here who decides to stay in the area after going to CSU, then of course parents want to be around and live in the area as well. Of course, we have a lot of big employers, so job transfers to the area are always a popular reason people are coming inbound. And hey, lifestyle, great weather, things to do. I'm from the Midwest originally, so give me more sun and mountains to play in. I'm here. And I know if you're watching this video, you probably know dozens and dozens of transplants from out of state who just came for the lifestyle of Colorado and love the town of Fort Collins. Another interesting component as to why people are moving inbound to Fort Collins is that relatively we're a pretty affordable real estate market. I know if you've lived in the area for a while, you probably think, wow, prices have just gone up and out of control. Well, hey, compared to the East Coast, the West Coast, California, parts of Texas, parts of the Midwest, this is actually a pretty affordable market. I mean, Fort Collins, you can still find a single family home in the 400,000 or 500,000. That's virtually unheard of in a lot of markets. So relative affordability is bringing a lot of folks and will always do so. Our third barrier to recession in Fort Collins is the really well-rounded economy we have locally. We're not a town that's dependent on just 1 or 2 industries that if they struggle, the entire town struggles. We're really spread out nicely. Like I said, CSU is a big driver. We have UCHealth, great companies like OtterBox, Broadcom, things in the tech space. And then we also have agriculture and other things in the area that not every city has. So really well-rounded economy is going to keep Fort Collins recession-proof for a long time. Number 4 recession-proofing of Fort Collins is that our households are more recession-proof. Just like we talked with strong employment opportunities in the area, our household financials are really strong in Fort Collins, meaning our residents tend to be higher educated, higher paying jobs, more secure career paths than the average American. So it really just keeps that debt down and income up in households. So folks are not as susceptible to recession and economy movements. So we feel really solid about that in Fort Collins. And hey, the 5th and final reason why Fort Collins real estate is so recession proof is that people have come to know and count on Fort Collins real estate as one of the best assets they can own. That starts to build its own momentum. So if you look across the markets in America, people that are really tuned in to say, hey, give me the top 10 strongest real estate markets that I could own real estate in, Fort Collins is going to make that list for a lot of people that know the data. So it kind of starts to become this mythical creature of like, hey, if you can own Fort Collins real estate, you're a very smart, savvy investor or homeowner. So that reputation just starts to build on itself, and it keeps the values up. The perception of high value is always there for Fort Collins real estate. Thanks for watching. I'm Chris Mullenberg, the founder of the Mullenberg Real Estate Team at eXp Realty, and we've been in the Northern Colorado and Fort Collins market for 10 years, being a top performing real estate team, having served over 600 families in this area alone. We know the market front to back. We're owners of Fort Collins real estate ourselves, so if you're thinking about a move into Fort Collins, reach out to us. We'd love to sit down and give you our guide to living in Fort Collins and our guide to home ownership in Fort Collins, and let us help you build wealth in this awesome recession-proof real estate market.